So if you see this, these are the position vectors. Based on these coordinates, we have taken 0, 0 as the position or coordinate of A. So this is B, which becomes A, 0. This is C, which is A, A, and this is D, which is 0, A. And that's how we get these position vectors of RA, that is position vector of A, position vector of B, position vector of C, and position vector of D. So you have all these position vectors now, and you have all the masses as well. That is MA, MB, MC, and MD. What do you have to find now? You have to find the position vector of the center of mass. So I think that is straightforward now. What you have to do, you just have to substitute this. That is MARA plus MBRB plus MCRC plus MDRD whole divided by total mass. So that is the only thing which you have to do. So I'll not write this entire expression here, but just multiply this. 8 kg multiplied by this. So this is anyway 0. So it will remain 0. Okay. We may need more space. Okay. So R center of mass will be the first term, that is MA into RA will be 0. Next is what? 2. So 2 multiplied by A and 0. So A I cap and 2, that will be 2A into I cap, but this is 0, so this will remain 0. So I'll just write those terms which are non-zero. So this 0 also I'll remove, that is MA into RA. Now MB, that is 2 kg into RB, so that will give you 2A I cap. Clear? Next you have mass of C, and here position of C. You multiplied 4 into A plus 4 into A. 4 into A I cap plus 4 into A J cap. So total it will be 4 into A, that is 4A I cap plus 4A J cap. Next, mass of D, that into 0 I cap 0 plus A J cap. So that is 2A J cap. Right? I think this is clear. So this divided by total mass. So total mass is nothing but sum of all these masses. So 8 plus 2, 10, 10 plus 6, 16. So this is 16. So divided by 16. That's all. Now I cap and I cap will be added together. That is 6 I cap plus 6 J cap. 6A I cap plus 6A J cap divided by 16. Now we don't know what is A, but we just have to apply this geometry here. A is the side. In this question we have this diagonal given. So diagonal is, I guess, how much is that? 80 centimeters. So that 80 centimeter you substitute here. I hope you know this. If this side is A, this side is A in square, then diagonal will be root 2A. So that means this root 2A is equals to 80. So A is equal to 80 divided by root 2. Right? So this A is 80 divided by root 2, or this is 80 into root 2 divided by 2, which is equals to 40 root 2. Yeah.
0.56.
Just 40 root 2, we'll leave it like that. Why? Because now this 40 root 2 is common. Even 6 is common. Right? In this, if I substitute the values of A, 40 root 2, then into 6, I cap plus J cap divided by 16. So 4 into 4, 4 into 10. Or say 8 into 2, 8 into 5, 2 into 3. So this is 15 root 2. So the final answer will be 15 root 2 I cap plus 15 root 2 j cap. Not final answer. This is actually the position vector of center of mass. That is 15 root 2 plus 15 root 2 I cap plus 15 root 2 j cap. Right. So now you have this, that is, this is the position vector of what? Of center of mass. This is the position vector of center of mass. That is, it is somewhere over here. It is somewhere over here. We will see where exactly it will be. I mean, in relative position, we'll see later. But suppose this is your position of center of mass. Now, what is its distance from A? The distance will be this, right? So if you have this is your center of mass, and we know that it has two components. What are the components? This component is 15 root 2 and this component is also 15 root 2. So what will be this distance? This distance will be, we just have to apply the Pythagoras theorem. So this will be 15 root 2 square plus 15 root 2 square and root of that. So that will be 15 square into 2 plus 2 root of this. That will be 15 into root of 4. That is 15 into 2 or 30. Right? So that is your second option. 30. So the answer is 30 centimeters. Obviously, because all distances are in centimeters, so this will also be in centimeter. I hope you understood this or not. Let me know whether you understood it or not. How to solve
Yes, sir.
such problems, right? So there is geometry involved, there is vectors involved, and that's all, nothing else. Actually, vectors is nothing but it is almost trigonometry in such cases, right? So this is around 30 centimeters from A, right? Now we have solved it, but now we'll see few fine details here which will help you in verifying whether your answer is correct or not later on, right? So you have 2 kg and 2 kg here, right? So this B and D have same mass, that is 2 kg and 2 kg. That means what? Its center of mass will be on the center. So if you join this, these are the two diagonals. So center of mass of these two, that is B and D, will be here, that is at this position. So what is this position? This position is the intersection of the diagonals. This is 80, right? So this will be what? This distance will be 40. So here, and because B and D center of mass is this, that means the total mass of B and D can be assumed to be situated at this center, say O, that is the point of intersection of diagonals. What will be the total of that mass? That is 4, right? So here at A there is 8 and at C there is 4. So let it be 4 here, 4 here, and this mass here is 8. So now this is the system. You have actually on a straight line, you have mass 8 kg, on the center you have 4 kg, and on this you have another 4 kg. Is it clear? So now if we have to solve this, it will again become easy. This is 40, this is 40. These two masses are same. So instead of these two, now see how easy it becomes when we apply logic. These two are 4 and 4. These two masses are same. That means its center of mass will be where? Over here. This distance is 40, this distance is 40. So this distance will be 20. So this distance from here to here will be 60. And the mass here will be what? 4 plus 4, that is 8. This is center of mass of these two masses, that is 4 and 4. These two masses, that is 4 and 4. Its center of mass will be somewhere over here. That is the midpoint. So this total distance is 40. So midpoint will be at distance 20 from one of them. So this is the center of mass. And at center of mass, the entire mass is considered to be situated. That means here, the mass which is situated is 8. And the distance is 60. Right? So the distance between two masses which are actually equal 8 and 8, and the distance between them is 60. So where will be the center of mass? Center of mass will be now here, exactly at the center point of these two, midpoint of these two. So this is 8 and this is 8. This distance is 60. So this distance will be what? Is it clear?
So no, sir, I didn't understand what you did.
What?
So I didn't understand how you did that.
But you got that answer is same, right?
No, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, let me do it once again for you. And did you realize that it was very fast to get answer
It was
in this?
short, sir. Yes, sir.
It was. Okay. So there is pure logic in this. If you have two masses, say M1 and say these masses are same. Say for example, if this is 8 and this is 8. So where will be the center of mass? If this distance is say 100 meters, then where will be the center of mass of two equal
So at
masses?
50 centimeter.
At 50 centimeter, that is somewhere over here, there will be center of mass. That in that you don't have any doubt, right? The same
Yes, sir.
concept we have applied. And what is center of mass? Center of mass is that position where entire mass of the system can be considered to be situated. Entire mass is, you can say, concentrated instead of writing the so many words. I have just written entire mass can be considered to be situated or centered. That is what center of mass is. So this system is nothing but, we can consider that there is a point, suppose this is origin O, then from origin O, if we move around 50 meters, then at this point, the center of mass will be there. And what will be the mass which will be situated there? It will be the entire mass. That means if it is 8 kg and 8 kg, the mass which will be situated here will be how much? Will be 16 kg. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we are going to apply the same thing, the same logic in this case, where you have, if you say this, here you have in form of a square, or the masses are actually situated at these corners or vertices of the square. What are the masses? Masses are 8, 2, 4, and 2, right?
Yes, sir.
The previous example which we have seen, that was having equal masses. So if it is equal masses, it will be at the center. We know that, right? So which two masses are equal here? So the masses which are equal in this case are this 2 and this 2. That means where will be the center of
Yes, sir.
mass? It will be
In the midpoint of this.
the midpoint of the diagonal, right? And in square, one diagonal
Yes,
is 80 centimeters, so other diagonal will also be 80 centimeter.
Yes, sir.
In square, the diagonals are same. I mean, the length of diagonal is same. That means this will be the center of mass of these two masses only. We are not considering these two now. Is that clear? So that means what? This situation or this can be now simplified to new situation. So this point is center of mass of 2 and 2, or for this 2 and this 2, center of mass of this, which is actually point of intersection of the diagonals. That means, and at center of mass, you can consider the entire mass to be situated. Entire mass means not of entire object, only those two masses which you have taken. That is this two and this two. So that means this two and this two total will be what? 4. So that means
4.
Yeah. So now you have a situation where this A is 8, and then on this line, which is of 80 centimeters length, here you have another mass which is of whose mass is 4, right? And exactly at the midpoint, you have another mass which is 4. Any doubt in this?
Yes, sir.
Can
No,
I
sir, no.
can I write it that, can I say that these two are equivalent?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now again, here you have a system of two equal masses. Where are those two masses? This 4 and 4. Are they equal?
Yes, sir.
So where will
So
be their
we
center
can
of
take
mass?
again.
Right. So their center of mass will be here. And what mass can I assume here to be centered? Here I can assume the 8 kg to be situated, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now coming to this part,
Okay.
this distance from here to here was, this distance is 80. This distance is 40. This distance will also be 40. Right? So what will be this point? This will be 20 from one of them, right? Or it will be the midpoint of that. That means this will be 20, this will be 20, and this is 40. Is this situation clear?
Yes, sir. Oh,
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now this system, I can simplify it to this. That is, I have this 8 kg, which is at A, and I have this 8 kg, which is at, say, this point, A, B, C, D, O, let it be E. Right? And what is the distance? Distance is 60.
Yes, sir.
40 plus 20, 60. Now, are these two masses same or not? Are these two
Yes,
masses
they are.
equal or not? So where will be the center of mass? It will be
In the midpoint of
in the midpoint. So what will be the distance here?
30.
Right? And this is your
Yes, sir.
answer. That is 30.
Okay, sir.
So what we have done here, we have seen one way of solving it, which was completely based on the formula, completely based on the theory which we have studied in our textbooks. And this is based on the logic, on our observation, which may not be there in your textbook, or which may be there in your textbooks as well. But this is obviously a better way to solve such problems if, or provided, you get this in your MCQ type questions. So there you don't have to waste time in solving all these problems by properly applying those formulas and all. That is not required. So this is the last question on center of mass, and it is, as you can see, it is very easy, directly based on formula. You will be able to do it. Try it, and I'll be sending you the video as well as this these problems list. Go through these problems, do it yourself in your at your home, and I think this question is actually very simple, and you will be able to solve it. So I'll leave this, and in the next class we'll be solving more problems, which will be based on the equation of rotational motion, right? So we'll be solving problems based on angular displacement, angular velocity, angular acceleration, and all those things. So that we'll do in the next class. And if time permits, in the next class, we'll also do problems based on moment of inertia, provided you are already finished with derivation of moment of inertia of the shapes, which I have told you. And I'll also send you the final list of those, or the list which consists of common shapes and their moment of inertia. So what you have to do is you have to derive those expressions. You have to derive those final results. You don't have to by heart all those results, but some of them you will find application of few of them in most of the problems which we will see. For example, it can be a sphere, it can be a cylinder. So these two, sphere, cylinder, disk, and ring, these are the most common shapes which you will find in your questions, and even in your examinations you will find such bodies uh, involved in the problems which you will be solving. So pay attention to those shapes, right? And that's all. So that's all for today. I'll share those shapes and their moment of inertia. You have to derive it. Without derivation, you won't be able to solve problems later on, right? Because it's not possible to remember all those things. It is possible, but it's not. I don't advise students to mug up formulas. Instead, you should know how to solve it. As you can see here also, we have solved a problem without knowing the formula by the concepts in less time as compared to the formula which we have used earlier. Right. So that's all for today. Uh, Derive those formulas. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.